course, we've talked in the past about how CurryGovernor makes Cloud's recovery look more than satisfying, more than generous. But when you've got Octave throwing things at you, we'll see if it will make an impact. Welcome back to Blossom. My name is Harbour Hunks, and I am joined by the terrific Tale of the Toaster as we begin our next Winners Qualifier set.
Yes, and it's a bit of a banger choice because we know that CurryGovernor, despite being the higher seed here, has lost to Octave in the past. Again, Octave has made it into the entire UK PR in the past, in the top 15, not just the Scottish PR. Octave has had a bit of a slow path through winners, and that's not to say he's been camping, that's just to say he's been having a lot of game 5s. But Octave still persevering in the end, doing really well in the reverse mains bracket as well. But CurryGovernor, he's showed up, he's locked in business at the moment on top against Octave, as you would expect for one of our top 2 seeds. But Octave is a perfectly worthy opponent, and we could see something surprising take place every now and again if you give him an inch. It's got the bell in hand. Boom!
And the hand is where the ghost came out of, and that's what I'm talking about. Your vitamin C will see you off in that scenario. CurryGovernor, sniped by that orange, and Cloud's recovery suddenly looks just as lackluster as is widely believed to be. Going for the up smash, I love it, to get the angle on the hydrant, of course. Threaten a descending Octave, threatening with the back air, but getting hit by the Gallagher, going for a flight, and there we are. The orange comes out again. Just that little hit was enough to take CurryGovernor's first stock, and he can't quite get the first one off Octave as the hydrant pushes him to safety.
Yeah, and the downer was really smart from Octave as well, just to throw out multi-hits, because CurryGovernor, absolutely one of the best in the country at landing parries. So Octave is like, okay, well, I'm going to throw you multiple hits to deal with. Doesn't matter if they're going to hit, it just means that you're not going to punish me after the fact. So Octave, happy to sit back behind that fire hydrant. Again, I think a lot of the factors that come into Octave going to so many game 5s is when Octave has a lead, he really makes you feel it and will just back off behind the fire hydrants and such. But if you don't have that initial lead, you've got to do a lot more to bring it all the way back. Octave absolutely right now swimming in joy at the thought of being a stock up on CurryGovernor.
Yeah, and again, as you say, just dropping the hydrants, charging up the fruit, and just waiting to see what happens. Stunned by the bell, not saved by it in that scenario, as CurryGovernor still unable to take that stock, getting the weak hit of up air, not able to send Octave away. That very fast nair into that quick forward air, and making CurryGovernor air dodge, taking away the aerial mobility of CurryGovernor by saying you either air dodge this apple or you are going to lose your stock. In fact, you might just lose it anyway. I send you into the air, but CurryGovernor finally finding an answer, back airing through that long and punishable grab.
And even then, still waits out every last second on the Angel platform there before respawning in. There's more than 4 minutes to go, but Octave simply says, hey, any time that you could be spent getting limit, I want to waste it, and I'm going to have a rethink and get myself in there, find this one final kill that I need on CurryGovernor, because let's make no mistake, this is one of the top 2 seeds, right? You've already dealt 80% and you've only got 1 stock left to take, but that's still really hard to do. The dash back F smash stood the chance of taking it though, and the bell will certainly do it now.
Yeah, bouncing it up, just throwing it at that angle where it's going to bounce up in place, making CurryGovernor a wibble and a wobble like jelly on a plate, and securing that first game for Octave. It looked, to be honest, like a bit of a shutout. CurryGovernor never really quite recovered from that initial blast of vitamin C given to him by the orange, but Octave was more than ready to capitalize on every little moment, setting up so many traps for CurryGovernor. I'm going to make the hydrant bounce, and then I'm going to throw the bell at you, but then I know you're going to dodge into me, so I'm just going to F-smash you, able to read what CurryGovernor's responses to Pac-Man's moves were going to be, and in the meantime, just setting up 4 forwards to get you to 36.
Yes, every new game is a new beginning, and it's an opportunity to shift that momentum, and right now we do have CurryGovernor in the lead once again, just as we did at the start of the previous game, but back air into back air, Octave actually angling that recovery down just to say, hey, I'm not ready to come back to the ledge yet. I'm Pac-Man, I can take my time, I've got all day. They gave me 2 good recoveries, and I could use them both. Oh, misses with the Gallagher though, that was so point blank that I guess it just didn't find the mark, but really unusual instance there.
I mean, really unusual angle for that hydrant to bounce that off the back of that finishing touch. Of course, that wave of wind just making things boing and bounce all over, saying back off to Pac-Man and back away from the hydrant with that F-tilt, but needs to find and secure that kill to really cement this advantage, waiting out Pac-Man's big down air and able to answer back, dodging the Gallagher again, wanting to put out that down air for defense, but not able to get anything off it. it.
Yeah, Cloud down air out of disadvantage is so easy to catch people with sometimes because it's huge, it's strong, and it will just completely disrupt everything. But yeah, the up air of Pac-Man was able to get there first. Fantastically done from Octave, and it's completely bought a new lease on life. Down to 144%, but with the bill in hand, there could have been a potential kill brewing. Instead, Octave will go for a down air to put CurryGovernor off stage. We do have the limit built up now. Is CurryGovernor going to expend it with a limit break? Octave just not offering no opportunities whatsoever. The F-tilt will do it instead.
Yeah, offering an opportunity in that moment instead to get hit by that F-tilt and answering back with Bell into up smash. Not quite able to take it quite yet, but up smash is also something that CurryGovernor has gone for a couple of times there to try and seal out that stock. But Octave was just ready to deal with it in every instance, timing the hydrant drop so perfectly, the hydrant break, to make sure that CurryGovernor is not only going to get hit by hydrant, but also he's going to completely avoid the up smash from Cloud altogether. Back on stage as CurryGovernor wants to continue keeping Octave in the corner. Instead, it's the slow moving fruit that's able
to... The melon. You don't often see a melon. It's strong, but it's slow as melons, basically. You do not generally get the opportunity to kill with that one, but CurryGovernor more than happy to just walk into it, basically. So you got to have it every now and again. Actually does cross up shield there with the dash attack, but CurryGovernor a little unprepared for it, and Octave, I think, surprised as well, so just backed off from one another there. But it's even Stevens with 4 minutes and 19 seconds to go.
Ready to parry the hydrant that time, but not ready for the ensuing downer. You've got limit. CurryGovernor most recently wanted to imply limit as more of that movement modifier as opposed to purely just that one big hit, and using it there to weave in and out of Pac-Man, but unable to get anything major off it. Launching a blade beam to try and stop Pac-Man from just charging fruit off stage relatively for free again because of the recovery, and just getting around the bell, saved by the platform. PS2 keeping CurryGovernor alive once again, wanting to keep away from Bell, rolling straight into Octave's hands.
Yeah, that covered all options because the bell was going to drop off just the side of the platform, but CurryGovernor also couldn't retreat to the platform because that's basically handing an opportunity to Pac-Man on a plate. CurryGovernor felt his only option was to go to the right. Octave said, "I'm way ahead of you, bro. Dash back F smash, done." But there is the response from CurryGovernor.
And I love the use there, instead of the up smash going for the up tilt, just to, again, you've conditioned Octave to expect, I want this big hit to just finish you off. Instead, knocking Octave into the air, extending the disadvantage state that Pac-Man was found in, and then answering back with the most reliable move in CurryGovernor's arsenal, his back air. But instead, it's the one we've seen before. We talk about reliable, we talk about Bell. F smash CurryGovernor, though, able to survive, getting all the way back thanks to his prowess with Cloud's recovery, and still not able to die to anything Octave's putting out. Waiting, though, with the trap for the Nair.
Yeah, Octave absolutely throwing every trick at the wall, even a back air there, but nothing is quite doing it. Oh, no way! Octave says, all right, the first one didn't work, the second one didn't work. Fine, I'll go off stage, I'll try and actually hit Cloud and exploit his supposedly poor recovery. And yet, by doing exactly that, you have given CurryGovernor the exact win condition he was looking for. Octaslash going up, going down, and you will die first.
I love the fact that CurryGovernor as well, you saw him charging that limit to ensure the return to stage. The second he saw Octave come, he stopped, backed off, and went for the climb. Hazard a beautiful drag down off the use of the aerial limit there from CurryGovernor, and just an expert knowledge of what Octave wanted. Octave was like, I'm going to secure this kill, and CurryGovernor said, that's fine, I'm just going to completely change my approach. I don't need to get back if you don't.
Yeah, Pac-Man a good character, but one of these guys has a sword and the other doesn't. That climb hazard sword is gonna hit through whatever Pac-Man's little approaching forward air was cooking. But we are in the next game, nevertheless. It's 1-1, and Octave still struggling off the back of that, dropping some fire hydrants down, but CurryGovernor cooking on gas at the moment. We've got limit as well. Oh, there we go. We're getting some back hits of the up airs, though. Octave building something new out of that opportunity.
Wanting another limit climb hazard there to just take that stock off of Octave, but not quite to be. Bouncing off stage, though, there is Octave, and CurryGovernor just being that little bit more patient now. Okay, Pac-Man's going to throw stuff at me. That's fine. I'm just going to take my time, pick my perfect approach, and calling out the aggression. You stick your foot out. You've brought a shoe to a knife fight, unfortunately, and the Buster Sword busts through that stock of Octave.
but getting Limit off the back of being back thrown. The key just barely missing again. That's the second time we've seen one of the bonus fruits, be it the key or the Gallagher, just barely missing at point-blank range. I'm interested to see where the hitboxes actually begin on those moves, because it's clearly not that close.
Get yourself on Google. Have a quick peek. See what you can see as we see CurryGovernor using the rising hit of Climb Hazard to negate and clank with the Hydrant, meaning the hitbox is gone, and using Hydrant for himself. They're saying, come after me, that's fine. I've got your own big red hazard bouncing in my favor. And Octave wasn't able to capitalize, bringing the apple, but not able to keep the Doctor of Cloud Strife away.
A nod of the head from CurryGovernor there saying, all right, that wasn't my finest finishing touch in the world, but hey, at least you weren't open to be punished for it. It was just a bit of an ambitious one, but now going for the landing fair isn't going to work out properly, lands a little too fast, and there is Bell into forward smash. Octave still down 86%. Again, it is 1-1 in the set at the moment. But Octave, again, if he just finds the new ideas, I think even game one he was losing for a substantial while, gets a really interesting opportunity out of clanking with Cloud's up smash, just left him open for the taking there. Octave is pushing the agenda off stage, only 27% on CurryGovernor, but that stage positioning, if you get caught in a Pac-Man forward air train, you might just die, but, well, you'll certainly die to that.
And for the first time all game, CurryGovernor caught Octave in an up smash. We've seen plenty of Bell and up smash from Octave, but that's the first time CurryGovernor's been able to do it. Charging Limit off the Climb Hazard, usually prefers to do it off the forward air for the guaranteed follow-ups, into the likes of Cross Slash, into Blade Beam, sending Blade Beam out to both negate the hazard of that Hydrant, and then just tack some percent onto Pac-Man as well. CurryGovernor's spacing has completely changed. Of course, he knows how to space Cloud's moves, but drifting in and out, combining it with that expert spacing now, just to make sure that the spherical hurt box of Pac-Man is felt by Octave. You are round and you're going to be put in the ground if you can't find an answer to CurryGovernor's offense. Beautiful jab, though, to start something off.
Yeah, the bell that time. Oh, I wondered if CurryGovernor could have picked up the bell there. It was right in front of him. But he simply says, you know what, never mind, I just want it removed from the field of play. Let's play on without that thing. Octave using all the time in the world to recover, and indeed, CurryGovernor lost his limit break off the back of it and gets a grab during the very limited startup frames of Cloud's up smash. It's a hard move to stuff out before it begins, but Octave did find the way there.
Yeah, the full 15 seconds as well of limit, just like, I'm just going to hang out off here. CurryGovernor wants to finish things there, but two example opportunities just completely unanswered for there, as CurryGovernor whiffs two back airs, but beautiful use of the Climb Hazard, not quite making it back. However, in that scenario, Octave setting up a trap off stage with the use of the trampoline, pardon moi, to make that Hydrant go bouncing. CurryGovernor wants to bounce this yellow ball, though, straight off stage. Wants a back air, threatening it, doesn't quite find it again.
And indeed, the fire extinguisher is gone, so that's a tool available. I was worried about seeing it in center stage while Octave was so far away. It's just completely losing a move for a little while. But CurryGovernor going for the drop down back air, not killing though at 172 because we did it absolutely cross stage. So let's try it at ledge instead. CurryGovernor now going to be 2-1 up in this set. But it's been thrilling so far, really evenly matched all the way through, and it's basically been those early leads that have made all the difference. They've basically evened out after that first stock every time, but that initial lead has usually remained.
And what I really liked as well, what Octave was doing there, just to threaten CurryGovernor, was throwing out that grab. Now that sounds a bit odd, but obviously Pac-Man's grab is that little bit different to the entire rest of the cast. While slower, it lingers for a lot longer, and that time, again, in that scenario where Octave had to build loads of percent to catch up to CurryGovernor, we saw the grab come out maybe not as I'm going to grab you, more as you come near me with any of those aerials and there's a chance I just start a string. And that's, of course, at that percent, when you've got the big advantage, it's absolutely not what you want. CurryGovernor is answering back to a lot of these aerials here. Octave just got to find the right adaptation. The Gallagher is going to start things off. We're back to neutral again, though. Hydrant's out, so is Limit. What's going to find its mark first?
Well, we get downer into grab from Octave. That's really curious because it's not as though Cloud was popped up at all by the down air. It was just simply saying, yeah, I'm in the middle of my move, you're not going to try anything, and does indeed get the grab out of it. But evenly matched at the moment, no limit on deck for CurryGovernor, but we do have Octave at ledge, so always the threat of the back air is looming when you've got a character like Cloud. Here we go again.
You don't want to back air and get caught with a grab, instead catching with an up smash, weaving in and out with that aerial movement. We've seen a little bit, of course, mixing up on the offensive CurryGovernor there. We saw the double back air into, instead of going for the third attempt, yes, back air is an incredible move, but CurryGovernor just went for the cross slash just to put an even bigger hitbox that's even more active and can be specialized to how many hits you fancy right in the face of Octave. Limits online, and Octave is getting taken away. CurryGovernor wants you on the platform with Limit, because when it gets you, you have that finishing touch, of course, looming. Instead, we saw the Blade Beam used there to counteract the threat of Hydrant and keep things a little bit in CurryGovernor's favor, as the momentum doesn't quite seem to be swinging back to Octave yet.
Oh, but going a big distance there with the approaching down air, and does get the final hit. Fire Hydrant almost killing as well, forcing another awkward recovery from CurryGovernor, and eventually another Fire Hydrant out there. We'll just say to this guy, look, there's too much for you to deal with. Just find your way back to center stage by respawning.
Try again, get on the Angel platform and give it another go, as we see the Nair once again come out. Pac-Man's Nair is so quick, so fast, so effective, just boinking Cloud away, as that back air is for Pac-Man, not of course quite getting the kill in that scenario, but CurryGovernor has been answering back with a Nair of his own and answering that neutral get up into nothing with an F till there. Octave is on his winner's side. Stock here as CurryGovernor looks to have finally found his feet against the Master of the Maze.
Yeah, I almost wonder he put so much time into grabbing the Gallagher and coming up with a creative path back to the stage that as soon as he was there, the ideas were spent, just got up and got hit. But now we have a back throw to maybe create some innovation here. Again, Octave had game 3 in the palm of his hands. This set could have been completely the other way around. It could have been 2-1 to Octave right now, but it is looking better and better for CurryGovernor as this goes along. If this does end 3-1, it almost doesn't tell the full story here. He goes for a rare dash grab with Cloud. We know that he's not got the best frame data on that kind of approach, but it works. Sometimes you don't expect someone to use something that's bad, right?
And sometimes it just works.
It did in fact work, and now Octave on his way back gets a random last little hit of the pack pellet. He's on his way back. I think there was even an untechable splash off the side of the stage. Why not? Just to say, look, let's get this second stock off first.
Yeah, the power pellet wanting to give a last gasp to Octave, who offers CurryGovernor a peace offering, says, look, which fruit would you like to take? Instead, CurryGovernor says, I'll just take your stock